Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our second class of this advanced virtual English course. Um, it's actually intermediate English course. Sorry about that. How do you feel in this sunny morning? Energized? Ready to battle? Can you hear me there?
Good morning.
Good morning. With more enthusiasm, Luis.
Good morning.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. More enthusiasm, more energy. The best thing is to wake up early, wake up early, see the sun, receive the rays of the sun. That is the best way to start your day. So, guys, for today's class, we have an interesting topic and an easy one. So, I don't think this class is going to be long. So let's start right away. Remember that on the platform we have the second practice. For this week, we will have the third practice. You have until today, actually until midnight, to finish the second practice. Okay. So let me share my screen right away and let's start. Okay. Someone has me. Okay. In two different devices. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. So, as usual, let's begin with this morning's quote. Okay, so this morning's quote it's by Albert Einstein. Again, the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. So take a minute, think about that, let it sink in, and I will ask you in a moment, what do you think that means? 20 more seconds. Okay, so let's start. So, who is going to begin? What do you think about this? What is the meaning of this quote by Albert Einstein? What are your thoughts? Okay, let's start with Rosangela. Tell me, Rosangela, what do you think? Can you hear me, Rosangela?
Hello, teacher. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Let me see the phrase. A moment, please.
Okay.
Oh, this the reflection. Oh no, it's not this. Oh, the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Um, the I take when you are intelligent, when you change, when you make a mistake and you reflectionate about this, uh, you you can to change uh, and do and do the things good. Is all teach.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rosangela. Sadiel, what do you think about this?
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I can see the figure. What is the figure?
This is the quote.
Okay. It's the measure of intelligence, the ability to change.
Yes.
Really. At first, I prefer the changing to not changing because, by example, if I do something equal day after day,
Okay.
eh, and I'm not thinking about the progressing, it's continuing equal day after day.
Okay.
It's simple, very simple.
Okay.
I prefer the changing
So
because of the progressing, the progress.
so what you're saying, Sadiel, is that change is important.
Very important.
Okay.
Very important.
Okay. Thank you, Sadiel. Let's continue with Luis. Tell me, Luis, what do you think about this?
I'm agree because the human being is a changing human being. So, for example, if you read a book or have a conversation with someone or take a course or whatever you study, your mind should change. So you can be the same after doing that. For example, sometimes we have an idea and someone correct you, but your pride avoid you to change your mind, and that's not intelligent because you are avoiding yourself to progress. But if you are humble and analyze what the other people is telling you, you can change your mind and get that information and improve your intelligence.
Okay. Maybe improve your no, not intelligence, but maybe your behavior, your attitude, the way you see life,
Or your
your
knowledge.
knowledge. Yes, because intelligence is not something that we can improve at will. We are born with it. And another small suggestion: remember always to say "I agree" instead of agree." Okay, I agree. I agree. Okay, thank you, Luis.
Thank you.
Mariela, it's your turn now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think
I think about the phrase is we, for example, the people thinking, the people think if they change their minds or their behavior or whatever, is they show um the ability, um but not. Sometimes we have a bad behavior or we have wrong ideas, and when we have take the change to change something and to be better, is an intelligent way to be better every day, because we don't know everything, and sometimes we need to change something to be to be better in the future.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mariela. You used a word. You say debility. Americans, I don't know if that word exists. I don't know if that exists. But we normally say weakness. My weakness. No, weakness.
Yes, I forget the word.
It's okay. Stephanie Cohen, it's your turn now. What are your thoughts about this quote?
Good morning,
Good
guys.
morning.
Depending on your intelligence, you make a decision to improve yourself as a person. For example, I made the decision not to be employed because of the preparation I already have a person, and I was a decision based on preparation that I believe made my intelligence.
Okay, so you okay, so you're um what you're saying is that when you base or you should base your decisions on
Yes,
on intelligence.
yes,
Okay, okay. So we should be smart about our decisions. That would be another way to say that. We should be smart in the way we take or make our choices. Okay. Okay. Elias,
Good morning.
good morning.
Teacher, I have a word for this quote, and it's adaptability.
Okay.
The most intelligent people in the world always are changing things. For example, when you have to best way to do something. But no, it's just that the whole quote is adaptability.
Okay. So Elias summarized the whole quote with a word, adaptability. That's true too. Know what I mean?
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
teacher. Sorry, I'm just waking up. Oh, okay. Teacher, do you remember I told you sometimes, Elias, that you are connected? It's something similar.
Okay.
But I agree with this guy too, Jadiel. So, first, for me, this reflection refers to the ability to adapt yourself in any situation, right? As Elias said. And according with Jadiel, to be able to change our mind. Because even when we think we are right, we're not going to be all the time right. So for me, it's that.
Okay. Thank you, Noemi. Heriberto.
Yo lo escribí ahora mismo. Ah, sorry.
It's okay. Tell me, Heriberto, what are your thoughts about this quote?
Hello, teacher.
Good morning.
Uh, for me, I think that nobody has the absolute truth. Uh, and that ability for to change is only for intelligent people because uh, we are have different opinions or idea for different circumstances on life or the new. And
Okay.
for that, I think when you are intelligent, you can change, and because you have more information, I
Okay.
think that's.
Okay. So if we're intelligent, we have more information and we can change. Okay. Joelina, tell me, Joelina.
Teacher, déjame apertar bien. Excuse me. One moment, please.
Okay, I'm going to continue with Judith and then I'm going to go back to you again. Judith, what are your thoughts about this quote, Judith?
Hello, teacher. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Excuse me. Okay. In my opinion, it's true. When you are intelligent, I think your life would be better because um, you have more opportunities. Maybe to get a job, another team, and shame help us improve and become better every day. Finish.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Judith. Joelina, it's your turn. You're the last person.
Excuse me, teacher. Good morning,
Good
guys.
morning.
In my opinion, they sorry, the intelligence is very important in the person for the health for things. Um, moment, please, teacher. Déjame organizar la idea.
It's okay. It's okay. Um, okay, guys. So the idea with this is the following. So we have this quote. We are here not talking about the ability that a person has to know things. We normally measure how intelligent is a person based on how much that person knows, how quick he is to solve math problems. Those are skills, pretty good skills, and good skills that we should all have, or sometimes we wish we had. But when we talk about this intelligence, we are talking about how we reflect our intelligence. So we reflect, according to this quote from Albert Einstein, our intelligence when we are able to adapt. And that is one of the most difficult things for us human beings to do because we are creatures of habit. So it is difficult for us to change. You just have to think about how many things you rejected from doing, from accepting, while you had solid evidence that it was otherwise, that you were doing something wrong. Someone showed you the evidence, but you were so accustomed to doing that thing, whatever it was, or so used to that kind of or way of thinking, whatever that was, and you didn't change. It takes us time to change. So that ability to be able to rapidly adapt to new situations, to new informations, to new evidence, that's how we reflect our intelligence. We live in changing times, and the people who are faster to adapt to those changing times are the one that are moving forward. And if you see outside, if you look outside, you will see that the majority of the people is not moving forward. They're stuck in one place because they haven't been able to make the switch to change, to adapt to a new reality. And it happens in every circle, in religion, in science, in society, in your family. So I just want you to think about that, not now, but maybe later after the class. How your adaptability, how your flexibility, how your disposition to adapt has been through the last, I don't know, 5 or 10 years. How many things have you been able to accept based on new evidence that contradicted your previous beliefs? Okay, so that's the tricky part, and that's the difficult part, and it is not as easy as it sounds, because we know how difficult it is to change worldview, to change an idea that you have about a person or a situation. Okay, we can give here as many examples as leaves out there, but just with this, I think that is more than enough, and you can create your own idea and reflect about that later, because it's really important to be able to change and to adapt rapidly when, especially when you are living in such changing times like we are living now. Elias, we finish with you, Elias. Your hand was raised.
Hello.
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Teacher, I'm confused about the word measure because I thought that this word I have just used in environment situation like a construction, not in situation of the life situations.
Yeah, we can use that word in many contexts. So here we're talking about abstract measurement, because I can talk about the measure of this house, of this apartment, or maybe, I don't know, the measure of a yard, but we can talk about the measure of your life, right? And we're talking here about measurement in an abstract way. So that's the way here Albert Einstein is using measurement. So it's how you measure your intelligence. Oh, let me measure your intelligence. Okay, I can measure your intelligence based on your ability to adapt. So if you adapt rapidly, that means that you have a high intelligence based on this, right? But if you are not able to adapt rapidly, so that means that your measurement of intelligence is lower. Okay, so that's the idea of measurement
Okay.
in this context.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's continue, guys. Okay, so our homework for this morning was this article. I wish things were different. So here I have 3 paragraphs, number 1, number 2, and number 3. And before we go and solve the questions and deal with the questions, I need you to read this. So I need 3 volunteers, one for the first paragraph, another for the second paragraph, and another one for the third paragraph. Okay, so Rosangela is going to read the first paragraph, Luis is going to read the second paragraph, and Judith is going to read the third paragraph. Let's begin.
I wish things were different. My goal is a self-representative who is always on the go. Every day he drives long distance and works under pressure. Although he enjoys meeting new people, he often feels stressed. He wishes he had more free time to spend with his family. He also wishes he worked fewer hours because he is usually exhausted by the end to the day. Sometimes he feels that life is not a bed of roses.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Rosangela. So let me just point out here a couple of words. So Michael is a sales representative who is always on the go. Every day he drives long distances and work under pressure. Pressure. Works under pressure. Although he enjoys,
Pressure.
yes, pressure. Although he enjoys meeting new people, he often feels stressed. Stressed. Stressed.
Stressed.
Yeah. This ed with a double s sounds like stressed. Stressed.
Stressed.
He wishes he had more free time to spend with his family. He also wishes he worked with a t sound too. Worked.
Yeah.
So he worked fewer hours because he's usually exhausted by the end of the day. Sometimes he feels that life is not a bed of roses. Okay, Luis, let's continue with paragraph number 2.
Sarah is a teacher who loves her job, but she faces some challenges. She lives far from her school and spends nearly 2 hours a day in traffic. He wishes she lived closer to work. Sarah also wishes he spoke French because many tourists visit her town, and she would like to communicate with them more easily. She knows that learning a language is not a piece of cake, but she is determined to try.
Okay, well done.
Determined, right?
Determined, yes, determined. So Sarah is a teacher who loves her job, but she faces some challenges. She lives far from her school and spends nearly 2 hours a day in traffic. She wishes she lived closer to work. Sarah also wishes she spoke French because many tourists visit her town and she would like to communicate with them more easily. She knows that learning a language is not a piece of cake, but she is determined to try. Okay, Judith, paragraph number 3.
Okay. David recently started a new job. He enjoyed the work, but he often feels like a fish out of water because everything is new to him. He wishes he knew more about the industry. He also wishes he had more confidence during meetings. Sometimes he worries too much and made a mountain out of molehill. Despite this challenge, David remained optimistic and believed things will improve with time.
Okay, so thank you, Judith. Okay, so let's read this again. Pay attention to the S sound. Okay, we have to be careful with the S sound at the end of the words that have an S. So David recently started these words in the past. So the pronunciation in this case is started. David recently started a new job. He enjoys the work, but he often feels like a fish out of water because everything is new to him. He wishes he knew more about the industry. He also wishes he had more confidence during meetings. Sometimes he worries too much and makes a mountain out of a molehill. Despite these challenges, David remains optimistic and believes things will improve with time. Okay, so before we continue, I'm going to give you your first homework for tomorrow. So let me zoom out and underline the words. So I want you to look up the meaning of these expressions And tomorrow I will ask what what is the meaning of them. You have to explain them in English, okay? So the first one is um okay. He feels that life is not a bed of roses. That life is not a bed of roses. So you have to look up the meaning of this expression, okay? Of this idiom. Let's continue, okay? Faces some challenges. Another one. What is the meaning of that? Okay. Okay, language is not a piece. Okay, the expression is not a piece of cake. Not a piece of cake. What is the meaning of that? Okay, let's continue. Okay, feels like fish out of water. Feels like fish out of water. Okay. A mountain, molehill. Okay, so for tomorrow, right, you are going to tell me the meaning in English of these idioms or expressions. Number one, the life is not a bed of roses. And I want an example. Okay, you have to give me an example. Faces some challenges, not a piece of cake, feels like a fish out of water, a mountain out of a molehill. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so now let's do our exercise, which is about the text. Multiple choice questions. So, number one, what does Michael wish he had? What is the answer, Rosangela?
The answer is he has he wish has more free time.
More free time. Okay, he wishes he had more free time. Well done. Number two, why does Michael wish he worked fewer hours, Joelina?
Okay, teacher. My child wish become the worker figure hours is because he is usually exhausted.
Okay, because
Because he is usually exhausted.
exhausted, exhausted.
Okay.
Okay, so because he is usually exhausted. Okay, let's continue. Number three, Mariela. What does the idiom? Oh, wow, here it is. But either way, you will tell me tomorrow with your own words. What does the idiom "not a bed of roses" mean?
Not easy or
Not
comfortable.
easy or comfortable. Nice. Judith, number four. What does Sarah wish she did? What does Sarah wish she did?
Okay, four. Life closer to work.
Left.
Live.
Left.
Okay, live left.
Yeah, with that D sound, lived. Lived
Okay,
closer to
left.
work. Yes.
Left closer to work.
Yes. Okay, that's correct. Heriberto, number five. Why does Sarah wish she spoke French? Why does Sarah wish she spoke French?
To communicate with tourists.
To communicate with tourists. Okay.
Exactly.
Here we have, I don't know if you are noticing this, but here we have, for example, in the question number four, what does Sarah wish she did? We have a present simple structure at the beginning and then the structure with wish, right? And you can see how the tenses changes because that's the rule, okay? Okay, so what does the idiom, again, not a piece of cake mean? Okay, tell me, Roberto.
Okay. Hello. Not
Not
easy.
easy. Okay. Elias, number 7. How does David feel in his new job?
And later, hey, like a fish out the water.
Okay. Like a fish out of water. Like a fish out of water. Okay, let's continue. Number 8. What does David wish he knew? What does David wish he knew? Go ahead, Heriberto.
Okay. Teacher, what?
Number 8. What does David wish he knew?
Okay. Uh, what does we knew more about the industry?
Yeah, more about the industry. Judith, number 9. What
Yeah.
does the idiom make a mountain out of a molehill mean?
Okay, it's B, teacher. To a challenge, a small problem,
To exaggerate.
exaggerate.
Yeah, to
Okay,
exaggerate
a
a
small.
small problem.
Okay.
Okay, exaggerate, that word exists in English. And number 10, which statement is true? Which statement is true? The last one. Tell me, Luis.
Sarah, sorry. Sarah wishes she lived closer to work.
Yes, Sarah wishes she left closer to work. Okay, guys, that was our homework. So let's continue with this morning's topic. So, as I told you on Monday, our next topic was or is about food and recipes. Pretty simple, pretty easy, piece of cake. So, here we have our small vocabulary because we have many much words, right? About this, we have more words about fruits, vegetables, and protein foods and dairy. But let's work with this small list. Okay, we have apple, banana, orange, mango, strawberry, vegetables, vegetables like carrot, onion, lettuce, tomato, potato, protein foods like chicken, beef, fish, eggs, beans, and dairy like milk, cheese, and yogurt, right? If you don't know these, you should memorize them as quickly as possible. You should learn them by heart as quickly as possible because these are basic terms. Okay. So here we have our anatomy of a recipe and personal preferences. What is a recipe? Who wants to read this? The definition. What is a recipe? Who wants to read this? Go ahead, Mariela.
A recipe is a set of instructions explaining how to prepare a dish. It usually contains ingredients, quantities, instructions.
Okay. A recipe, thank you, is a set of instructions explaining how to prepare a dish. It usually contains ingredients, quantities, instructions. Example, fruit smoothie. Ingredients, 1 banana, 1 cup milk, 5 strawberries. The instructions, cut the fruit, put everything in a blender, blend for a minute, serve. Okay? What is the meaning of blender in Spanish? Does someone know? Tell me, Luis.
Licuar.
Yes. Well, blender is the device and blend is the action. So blender is la licuadora and blend is the action of licuar. Okay. Talking about food preferences, my favorite food is pizza. I love chicken. I enjoy seafood. I like vegetables. This is the way we normally structure these simple sentences. An appetizer. What is an appetizer? Well, an appetizer is a small dish served before the main meal. Here in Dominican Republic and in many other countries, we call it entrada, right? Entrada. So entrada in English is an appetizer. So we have salad, nachos, garlic bread, and soup. Okay, remember soup. We have soup and we have soap. Soup is the liquid you drink with noodles inside and vegetables. But soap is the thing we use to when we are taking a shower to clean our skin. Don't mix those. Okay, so let's do this easy exercise. So, which is a fruit? Carrot, banana, onion. Which one is a fruit? Let's see. Who can tell me? Tell me, Heriberto.
Banana.
Banana, right? Nice. Which is a protein? Fish, lettuce, tomato. Tell me, Rosangela.
The fish.
Fish, right? Nice. A recipe contains instructions, ingredients, both. Tell me, Rosangela.
Both,
Yeah,
teacher.
both. Both, because we have the ingredients, and after the ingredients, we have the instructions. So it includes both, right? Which is an appetizer? Garlic bread, rice, steak. Tell me, Judith.
Teacher, I think it's garlic bread, but I don't know what is a steak.
Okay. It's red meat. Steak is red meat. Okay. A
Okay.
type or a type of red meat. But it's garlic bread. We have it right here. Okay, so yogurt belongs to dairy, fruit, vegetable. Tell me, Joelina, where does yogurt belong?
I belong is dairy.
Dairy. Yes, dairy. All the products that comes from the milk are dairy products. Okay, that's why here we have, where is it? Is it right here? In dairy, you see, milk, the mother of the cheese, the yogurt, all these items come from the same source. In this case, cow's milk. So in English, we call that dairy products. Dairy products. Okay, so continuing with this, we have also the cooking instructions. What are cooking instructions? Who wants to read this small paragraph? Who wants to read it? Okay, Luis Enrique, go ahead.
Cooking instructions explain how to prepare food step by step. Sample: wash the vegetables, cut the onions, add salt, cook for 20 minutes.
Yes, thank you, Luis. So, instructions explain how to prepare food step by step. Examples: wash the vegetables, cut the onions, add salt, cook for 20 minutes. Okay, so here comes an important element when you are given a set of instructions: the verbs. And here we have imperative verbs. So, you know that we have the preposition to, right? To work, right? Or to dance. Those are infinitive verbs. But when you drop the to, the preposition to, and you leave, let's say like this, the verb naked with no preposition, without a preposition, the verb change automatically into imperative form. Okay? So when you have a verb without a preposition, the verb changes automatically into its imperative form. What is an imperative? An order. Okay? An order. It's not the same as a suggestion, as we will see on Monday. Okay? It's an imperative, an order. For example, when you go to the doctor, he doesn't tell you, for example, if you want, you can take this medicine. No, he normally says, take this medicine. Go to the dentist. Go to sleep early. He gives you imperatives. He gives you, in some way, orders. Okay? Because he has the authority to do that. So, those are imperatives. So, when you are given instructions, you have to use imperative verbs. What that means is use the verb without to. That's it. Okay? Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes? Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Don't go to sleep yet. Okay, so here we have the verbs that we normally use in this context. We have wash, cut, mix, add, pour, bake, fry, boil. For instance, let's see this recipe: scrambled eggs. Here we have the action flow. So the first thing you do is crack 2 eggs into a bowl, right? After that, you mix the eggs. Next, heat a pan. Do you know what is a pan in English? Heat the pan. Who knows? What is the meaning of pan in Spanish? Tell me, Mariela.
Something.
Yes, yes. It's not about bread, okay? It's not about bread. It's about sartén. Heat a pan. And we say it like that, pan. Pour the eggs into the pan. Stir for 3 minutes. Serve. Okay? Easy, right? This is the natural flow of any set of instructions. We crack, we mix, we heat, pour, stir, serve. Okay. If you don't know the meaning of some of these verbs, you have to look up the meaning of those verbs you don't know, because we're going to use them tomorrow in a couple of assignments that I'm going to leave you after the end, before the end of this class, of today's class. Okay, so here we have topic test, cooking instructions. Fill in the blanks. Okay, so let's see. We have here our word bank: wash, cut, mix, add, cook. What would be the correct imperative verb for the vegetables? Tell me, Roberto.
Wash the vegetables.
Yes, wash the vegetables. Okay. Number two, the onions. Tell me, Judith.
Cut the onions.
Cook the onions. Let's see. Think about it for a moment. Remember, you have more options down there, and you have only one use for each of these verbs. Look at the word bank. Which other word also, well, fits best in this case? Tell me, Judith. Which one? Instead of cook.
Cortar, teacher.
Yeah, how do you say cortar in English?
Cut.
Cut.
Ah, cut.
Okay, so wash the vegetables, cut the onions, right? Tell me, Sarah. Number three,
Mix the ingredients.
mix the ingredients, right? Let's continue. Number four, Rosangela.
Uh, Put some salt.
Okay, but what word do we have here from the word bank that we can use to replace put?
Add.
Add.
Add
Yes,
some salt.
add some salt. And the last one, well, is the remaining one, right? Cook for 10 minutes. Okay, so we have to pay attention to the natural flow, okay? Because I'll leave you some homework for tomorrow about this. So pay attention to the natural flow. Okay? I will leave you some homework about this. Okay, let's continue. As you can see, this is pretty easy. Okay? What is a cooking method? A cooking method is the technique used to prepare food. Here we have different techniques. You have to look up the meaning of this in Spanish as well. Okay? We have the first one, boil. Cook food in hot water. Example, boil the potatoes. Boil. 2. Grill. Cook food over direct or direct heat. Example, grill the steak. Okay, grill the steak. Fry. Cook food in oil. Example, fry the chicken. Fry the chicken. Roast. Cook food in dry heat. Example, roast the turkey. This is what Americans normally do in Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, they roast the turkey. Bake. Cook food in an oven. Cook food in an oven. Example, bake the cake. And the last one, steam. Cook food using steam. For example, steam the vegetables. Steam is vapor, okay? But we say steam when we are using the process with food. We say steam. Okay?
Teacher,
Yes.
in Spanish is a vapor.
Yes. Yes.
Thank
If you
you.
look at your iron, you know what is your iron? The thing that you use to iron your clothes. Yeah,
Yes.
you will see that there is a small button that says steam. When you push that button, you see all that vapor that goes out. Steam. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so remember, you have to look up the meaning of these words. I might ask the meaning of this in Spanish tomorrow. Okay. Any questions so far? So far, so good. Is everything clear? Okay.
Teacher, the homework said the meaning of those words.
Yeah, you have to look up the meaning in Spanish of those words because you have to know them in Spanish as well.
Ah, in Spanish.
Yeah, because
Okay.
here we have the definition of them, a practical definition in English, but you should know them in Spanish in case you don't know them. Because if you know them, that's good. But if you don't know them, which might be the case of some people here, maybe that do not know these words because they don't read or are involved or related to any cooking topic during their daily life in English. So you should look up the meaning of this.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's continue. Here we have topic 5, favorite foods and appetizers. Okay, asking about preferences and sample answers. What is your favorite food? Well, my favorite food is grilled chicken. What is your favorite appetizer? My favorite appetizer is garlic bread. Do you like spicy food? I enjoy spicy food. What do you usually eat for dinner? I love seafood. So here we have samples, right? And here we have our third homework, topic test, favorite foods. So tomorrow I will ask each one of you these questions. What's your favorite food? What is your favorite appetizer? Do you like vegetables? Do you like spicy food? And what do you usually eat for dinner? Okay? I will ask tomorrow each one of you these questions. So, that was our third homework. Okay, let's continue. We're almost at the end. This is a short class. Topic 6. Topic 6. Giving a step-by-step instructions. How to give instructions when explaining a process. 1. Start with the first action, obviously, right? Number 2, continue in order. This is important. 3, finish with the final action. For example, how to make a tea, easy. Start, boil water. Imperative. 2, put a tea bag in a cup. Again, imperative. I am saying imperative because you don't see the preposition to before the verb. Number 3, pour the hot water into the cup. Number 4, wait 3 minutes. Number 5, remove the tea bag. Number 6, drink. Finish. Right? We have a order. Each of these steps is in a specific order to make it work, right? Tell me, Judith.
Okay, teacher, you can put the other photo.
Yes. The previous one, here is the previous slide.
Oh, the first.
This one?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
teacher.
okay. 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 So here we have our fourth homework. A student activity. Explain how to. Obviously, from your own perspective, you have to explain tomorrow how to make a sandwich, make coffee, make scrambled eggs. I don't want you to go online and find these recipes. Okay? I want you to share with us the way you do it, the way Luis Enriquez do it, the way Elias Moises do it. What is the way you do it? Okay? And you are going to share with us step by step the whole process from start to finish. And it has to be coherent. Okay? Here we have the evaluation criteria, correct order. I'm going to take into consideration tomorrow the correct order, imperative verbs, clear instructions, and complete sentences. Okay? Here, I want to stress something out. Here we have this word. We normally say this word in Spanish like sandwich, right? We say sandwich. Dame un sandwich. Okay? But in English, it's not sandwich. It's sandwich. Sandwich. Okay? Sandwich. So don't say sandwich. Sandwich. Okay, let's continue. This is the last one. Sequence adverbs. What are sequence adverbs? Sequence adverbs help organize actions in order. Okay? Here we have the connectors. First, used for the beginning. Example, first wash the vegetables. Then used for the next step. Example, then cut the vegetables. Next, used for another following step. Example, next, add the vegetables to the pot. After that, used for a later action. Example, after that, cook for 10 minutes. Finally, used for the last step. Finally, serve the meal. Okay, so we have these sequence adverbs, right? We use them to express exactly step by step the way someone has to perform an action. Okay, and I want you to know two things. Number one, Americans use this in a certain way. This, what you have right here, is a model, so you can use it as a guide. But Americans sometimes interchange the middle or repeat a lot one word of the ones we have here in the middle. Number two, what you need to take into consideration is that first and finally are always at the beginning and at the end. Okay? There's no way finally is going to be in the middle because finally is the final step, right? And first can't be in the middle because first is the first step. So first and finally are always at the extremes, right? First at the beginning and finally at the end. In the middle, in the middle, Americans tend to use one or two. For example, first do this, next do this, next do this, next, okay? Or after that. So there's not like a rigid rule when it comes to the use of the ones in the middle. But for this class, we're going to stick to this sequence, only to use them as a guide, okay? For this class, we are going to stick to this model to use it as a guide in the class, okay? But it's important to know that Americans do not respect this like a rigid rule. They don't practice it or use it like that. Here we have how to make a lemonade, for example. First, squeeze the lemons, then add water, next add sugar, after that stir well, finally serve with ice. You see, the sequence adverbs tell me exactly the things I have to do in the exact order. That's their use. Okay, so this is our final assessment of this class. So we're going to review this tomorrow too. Rewrite the present reality using the wish structure. Remember this? Okay, so tomorrow we're going to review it again, only these 5 sentences. We have to rewrite this using the wish structure, okay? Here we have, again, match the terms to its correct definitions. Easy. Fried recipe, appetizer, baked steam. You have to match it to their correct definition. I will ask this tomorrow, and that's it, okay? I will send to the WhatsApp group on tomorrow's homework, and so we can summarize this morning class. We discussed the recipe instructions, the cooking methods, the imperative verbs that we use when we are giving a set of instructions, and we also discussed the sequence adverbs. That's it. As I told you before, it's a short class, it's not a complicated class, and it is easy to remember. So, because I left you some homework, I'll give you more time to do it. So, we are going to finish our class with that. And tomorrow, we are going to start with our new set of topics. We're going to talk about complaints, chores, apologies, requests, and phrasal verbs. Okay? Tomorrow we will have readings and listenings about the recipes and readings about our new topics. Okay? So a lot of things we're going to do tomorrow, really exciting things. So if you don't have any question, guys, that will be all for this class. Enjoy your rest of the Sunday. Be productive, and see you tomorrow in our in-person class at 6 p.m. Bye. Have a nice rest of the day.
Thank you, teacher.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye.
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 Have a good day, teacher. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. See you
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.